Around 8 p.m., an urgent call came into the local police station. A man reported that something terrible had happened at the bank. When the officers arrived at the scene, they found the bank doors open and an atmosphere that suggested something was wrong. Inside, in the bathroom, a man was on the floor. His hands and feet were tied with a rope. The body was already lifeless. The man had 2 gunshot wounds in his body. The amount of blood on the floor indicated that quite some time had passed from the shots until his death because the body was cold. And the authorities closed off the perimeter and began the identification process. It didn't take long for them to discover who the victim was. It was Luis Maria Ríos Riveros, a very well-known media personality in Paraguay. He was 36 years old and a beloved figure in the entertainment world. Meanwhile, police investigators began to search Luis Ríos' truck. They found his personal belongings. They found his beeper. And when they checked the messages he had received that day, they discovered something important. There were several text messages on the beeper. All of them were from the same number. In the message, they insisted that he go to the bank. The number the messages came from was linked to the security guard at Multibanco. He was a 23-year-old young man who worked for a private security company. His name was Diego Caballero. The second suspect was his co-worker named Elvio Riquelme, who arrived around 6 in the evening to take over the shift. The third suspect was an 18-year-old young woman named Antonella Noemi Barrios, who was found in the bank that night along with the first security guard. She was his wife, and her presence raised new doubts. That same night, the 3 people who were at the scene were taken to the police station. All 3 were interrogated. The first to give a statement was the guard who had been at the bank all day, Diego Caballero. In one of his first statements, he tried to blame his colleague. He said that he had fired and that he got caught up in that situation. Later, he spoke about an accident. He said that the gun had gone off during a struggle, unintentionally. Later, he admitted that he had fired the first shot, but he tried to say that the second one was fired by the other guard, trying to share the blame. Each version contradicted the previous one. The prosecutor even publicly pointed out that while he talked about an accident, the evidence showed something very different. The nitrite test was key. It came back positive for him, which confirmed that he had fired a weapon. Meanwhile, his partner, who was given the same test, tested negative. Finally, after lying several times, he ended up giving the version that is now considered the closest to what actually happened. He said that he had a relationship with the victim, asked him for money. Luis refused, brought him a wallet as a gift. They argued in the bathroom, and that's when the shots were fired.